Hey everybody, this is your man Will H, the Cinephile, and welcome back to my channel. And today I had the extraordinary privilege of witnessing the Brutalist on the expansive canvas of the IMAX screen. And let me tell you, this movie is a cinematic achievement. Like Brady Corbett has crafted something monumental here. Like it's a film that feels like a near perfect masterpiece. Like from the moment the overture began and the first frame flickered across the screen, I was immediately captivated, hooked from start to finish. Like the entire experience was a whirlwind of emotion, awe, and pure cinematic immersion. Like it is a rare feat to witness a film that shakes you to your core. But The Brutalist does just that, leaving an indelible mark on its audience, like myself. And Adrian Brody gives a career-defining performance in this film, surpassing even his work in The Pianist. And that's saying a lot, to be honest with you guys. Like his portrayal is deeply nuanced, stirring, and captivating from every single angle. Like The Brutalist provides the perfect stage for Brody to showcase his talents as the lead, and he seizes this opportunity with unparalleled intensity. Like the depth he brings to the role, combined with Corbett's precise direction, makes this film feel like an essential cinematic moment. And speaking of direction, Corbett has outdone himself. Like he's taken this massive, sprawling narrative and captured its complexity with a staggering sense of scope. Like the scale of the film is one of the greatest assets, shot in 70mm, and it's optimized for the IMAX format, which only heightens the visual grandeur and amplifies the immersive experience. And the cinematography is impeccable, with sweeping landscapes and breathtaking shots that seem to exist not merely to tell the story, but to leave viewers like myself in awe. The framing, the precision of every shot and frame, everything about it screams that this is a work of deliberate artistry. Watching this on an IMAX screen felt like stepping into another world, a world that Corbett has built with meticulous attention to detail. And the score of the film is equally extraordinary, like adding to the film's intense atmosphere. Like it's not just music in the background. It's an emotional force that carries the narrative and amplifies the stakes. The haunting melodies, the rising crescendo at pivotal moments, everything about it perfectly complements the visual feast unfolding on screen. Like it's a score that will haunt you long after the film concludes, and it becomes a character in and of itself. And the ensemble cast is also outstanding. Each actor brings something vital to the table, adding depth and dimension to a world brimming with complexity. And Guy Pearce, for example, delivers a powerful and unforgettable performance. Like there's a magnetic presence to his character, and every scene he's in becomes compelling because of his nuanced portrayal. Like, if there is any justice, this film will earn multiple nominations across the board. Well, actually, it already got nominated. Dumbass, such a dumbass. It should win. It should. It will earn multiple wins across the board, from Best Picture and Best Director to Best Actor and Best Cinematography, and score and editing. Every aspect of this film is meticulously crafted, leaving you stunned of its perfection. While The Brutalist is undoubtedly a nearly flawless achievement, I will admit that the film's ending, or the last 10 minutes of the film, left me with a sense of pondering. Like there was a moment in the final act where I felt the conclusion could have been more refined or more satisfying. Like it's a small gripe in in an otherwise near perfect film, but it did leave me and my best friend, my fellow cinephile, debating the last 5 to 10 minutes of the film. However, I'm convinced that on a rewatch, the intricacies of the film's conclusion will become clearer in its final moments, and its final moments will reveal more depth than I initially perceived. Like, this is one of those films where a second viewing is almost essential for fully grasping its layered meaning. And my gut tells me that, and I can't wait to see this film again when I get my hands on the Blu-ray. But anyways, as when I think about the pacing, it is masterful here in this film. Like it's a 3 to 4 hour epic, yet I was never ever bored. In fact, when the film reached its intermission, I was furious. Not because I wanted a break, but because I was so deeply immersed that I didn't want it to end. Like, it's the kind of movie that, despite its length, flies by like that. Like, I've seen other films that try to tackle such length in the modern era of cinema, like Killers of the Flower Moon. But they left me fatigued and frustrated, nearly giving me an aneurysm. But The Brutalist, on the other hand, kept me hooked from beginning to end, and it's a true testament to the skill of its director and the strength of its narrative. Like if I had to rank The Brutalist, I would sit it would sit comfortably at number 3 in my Best Picture nominees for 2025. Doom Part 2 is obviously still my number 1 pick, and Sean Baker's Honora is in second place. But even though The Brutalist ranks third, it absolutely deserves to win Best Picture. Like, this is a kind of movie we simply don't get in modern cinema anymore. A grand, narrative driven epic that feels like it belongs to the same era as Lawrence of Arabia. Like, it's the kind of film that's rare, even in a year full of incredible cinematic offerings. And Brady Corbett's vision for this movie is truly one of a kind. The scope of the landscapes, the interplay of light and shadow, the haunting imagery, it all builds toward an unforgettable cinematic experience. Like The Brutalist doesn't just tell a story, it envelopes you in its world. And yes, there are moments of true discomfort, moments that will leave you on edge, disturbed, and even unnerved. But that's what makes this film so freaking powerful. Like, it challenges you, it forces you to confront the darkness in its narrative, and in doing so, it leaves you changed. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a particularly disturbing moment involving Felicity Jones's character, Mrs. Laszlo. After a particularly heated sequence where Brody's Laszlo snaps at the construction workers, we move to a hotel room or the apartment scene where Miss Laszlo suffers an episode. Like like that scene, the imagery that follows as Laszlo resorts to using his own substance addiction to calm her down is is a bit unsettling. But actually throughout the sequence it gets deeply unsettling. Like the visuals are chilling and the raw intensity of the moment had me physically uneasy. Like the entire sequence alone is just like, I was like, my God, like it was such a hauntingly disturbing sequence, and that underscores just how dark this film can get. And and I was and this is not a movie that shies away from its ugliness, but rather embraces it, making it an even more powerful cinema going experience. And And to me, this 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 is a film that must be seen on the big screen, particularly in IMAX. The way it's shot, the way it uses every inch of the screen to its advantage. Like, this is a kind of movie that is designed for a larger than life viewing experience. Like, it's a visual and emotional journey that needs to be experienced in the most immersive format possible. And Corbett's film feels like it was made in an era where epics like I said before, Lawrence of Arabia were were the norm, and its ambition and its ambition reflects that. Like, there's no denying that this is one of the most extraordinary films to come out of modern cinema. Like, deep down, I cannot recommend The Brutalist enough. Like, it's a rare gem in today's cinematic landscape, one that pushes the boundaries of what we can expect from film. Like, if you're a cinephile, a lover of truly epic cinema, you owe it to yourself to see this film. Uh, Like, it's an experience, a journey, and a masterpiece that will stay with you long after the credits roll. Like, like, I might have said this a billion times before, but I can't stress it enough that The Brutalist is an ambitious, gripping, and unforgettable piece of cinema. Like, it's one of the best movies I've seen in my lifetime, and I have no doubt it will be remembered as one of the defining films of this generation. Brady Corbett has crafted something truly remarkable, and it is a testament to the power of film to transcend time and genre. The Brutalist is a modern day epic, and it deserves all the accolades it would undoubtedly receive at the Oscars. So, there you have it, my fellow cinephiles. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and also follow my letterboxd accounts. So, just in case if I don't see you guys again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.